greater discounts and the supply chain concerns. It was a big shopping weekend with Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, and locally, shoppers came out to support the mom and pop shops. K2's Francis Lynn joins us live tonight. And Francis, you talked with some local business owners, and what did you learn?
While they are thrilled, business owners told me they had a phenomenal weekend. And after the year they had with COVID, they told me they're tough and they're not letting the pandemic shut their doors.
All the outdoor shows that I had planned to do last summer were all canceled.
If opening your own business isn't hard enough already,
as an indigenous entrepreneur, English was my second language, so I've had to adapt to the Western, society.
Portland businesses are trying to get back to normal after a horrific pandemic year.
We've been hit the hardest. When COVID hit, a lot of us screeched to a screeching halt. Everything stopped. It was hard and difficult to be able to go out into the community and sell at gatherings or powwows and Native American places I usually go to.
Thankfully, the community showed up.
This weekend has been phenomenal. Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. Actually, Black Friday was our best sales on record ever.
So why is shopping small?
Get a proper mask.
Small businesses are the backbone of the entire country.
Every big business started out as a little business. So you need to support your little people.
I think it's very important to support small businesses, so small artists. If anything, this is like the perfect time to do things. We're like learning as a society. What we value is changing, which is really nice. And, people are finally feeling comfortable to express themselves. And so in a way for us to do that and to allow people to continue to express themselves, is by supporting them.
And shopping small can give you the perspective of the business owner's life and culture, a unique experience.
We're woman and indigenous owned. I like sharing my creativity with the world.
And if you're interested in learning more about these small businesses I spoke with today, just click on this story on our website, katu.com, or on our social media pages. Live in Northwest Portland, Francis Lynn, K2 News.
Francis, thank you. The busiest travel day of the year is coming to a close. Official numbers haven't been released yet, but TSA expects to screen 2.4 million travelers today. That's the most passengers screened in one day since the pandemic. We caught up with one man flying from Vancouver, Canada to Portland, and despite the crowds, he says it was a pretty smooth trip.
No delays. It wasn't Canadian Thanksgiving, so flying from Canada, it was smooth in Vancouver and perfect in Portland.
And it wasn't just at the airports that we're seeing crowds. AAA predicted more than 48 million travelers to hit the road this holiday. New tonight, this is the first night of Hanukkah, and the White House celebrated with its annual lighting ceremony. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff is the first Jewish spouse of a president or vice president. This is also the first Hanukkah to be celebrated in the vice president's official residence. A rabbi lit the first candle on the National Hanukkah menorah tonight. And reminder to families from Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue, they say to place your menorah on a sturdy surface and to never leave it unattended. As always, keep it away from flammable objects and out of reach of children. Tonight, there is concern the new COVID variant, Omicron, could already be in the U.S. Drug makers are testing their current vaccines against it and working to develop new ones. But health officials say it's going to be some time before scientists know if this causes serious illness. National correspondent Christine Frizzell brings us a look at what we do know.
Yes, what do we know?
This holiday season, a new round of uncertainty. Top doctors now inviting us back to the collective classroom for a lesson on the newest coronavirus variant, Omicron.
These are those spike proteins that sit on the outside of the virus and enable it to get inside your cells. And the Omicron version of that, because of those changes, is going to have a different shape.
So far, there's no indication the new variant is making people more ill, but it does appear to be more transmissible. Of the record-breaking 50 mutations, NIH Director Dr. Francis Collins says more than 30 are in this spike protein, the part of the virus that attaches to your human cells if you get infected.
It does make you worry, therefore, that it's a sufficiently different virus that it might not respond as well to protection from the vaccines, but we don't know that.
And he says we won't know that for at least 2 to 3 more weeks.
He was on Fox News.
Omicron is already spreading rapidly in South Africa and has now been detected in European countries like Germany, the Czech Republic, and Great Britain.
It does appear that Omicron spreads very rapidly and can be spread between people who are double vaccinated.
As far as if Omicron has reached the United States,
just looking at the number of cases coming off planes this weekend, it's almost a certainty that there have been cases that have gotten into the United States.
Perhaps the number one question about Omicron is whether the vaccines that 59% of Americans have already received will protect against it. Top doctors say it's too soon to tell, but they're urging everyone to get your first shot if you haven't already, and if you have, to get boosted. They say these moves could save tens of thousands of lives. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
She said that wrong.
Tomorrow, jury selection begins in the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, 2 years after the jailhouse death of Jeffrey Epstein. Federal prosecutors say Maxwell was Epstein's accomplice in a sex trafficking conspiracy involving young girls. She has denied any role in Epstein's alleged crimes. The sex trafficking trial is expected to last 6 weeks, and she could face another court date next year on charges of perjury. Also happening this week in Chicago, jury selection for the trial against actor Jussie Smollett. He is facing 6 counts of disorderly conduct for allegedly making false reports to police, claiming that he was the victim of a hate crime. In January, the former Empire star told police that he was assaulted by men using homophobic and racial slurs, but investigators say the event was staged as a publicity stunt. Smollett has pleaded not guilty. The city of Waukesha held a moment of silence today, 1 week after a man plowed an SUV into a Christmas parade. The candlelight vigil began at exactly 4:39 p.m., the time that authorities say Darrell Brooks crashed the SUV into the parade, killing 6 people. People there are putting up blue lights outside their homes along with their other Christmas lights to honor the victims. More than 60 people, including children, were also hurt. 7 kids are still in the hospital. A local business there used this big shopping weekend to raise money for those affected by the parade tragedy and their families. With more on that, here's Sarah McGrew.
It's quite possibly the busiest the burlap and lace marketplace in Waukesha has ever been.
We've been in line for about an hour.
But a long wait has been well worth it for customers.
One of the gentlemen here has made little wooden Wisconsin ornaments that say Waukesha Strong. He's selling them for $5. All 100% of the
No
proceeds are
indoor
going to the
mask
fund.
mandate there.
I would say we've probably sold over 1,000 of them.
Burlap and Lace sells goods from over 100 mostly local vendors, and half of those are donating anywhere from 10 to 100% of their proceeds this weekend to help victims impacted by the parade tragedy.
This is good. I feel good supporting the people here, because they're always good when we come here.
Proceeds will continue to be donated throughout the weekend.
The community needs all of our support.
And people are even donating above and beyond what they purchase.
I live right in downtown Waukesha, so it feels amazing. It feels amazing. It felt amazing for us to wrap our arms around everybody on Sunday, and it feels amazing feeling everybody wrap their arms around us now.
That generosity, she says, is overwhelming.
Once this weekend is over and I'm able to I think it'll all hit me then. We love Waukesha.
Still ahead on KT News at 11, a security guard dies protecting a news crew. What happened before he was shot? And 70,000 lights. How far you'll have to travel to see a display.
What she said wrong was, if you haven't gotten your first vaccine, get one. And if you have gotten 2 shots, get a booster. If it was more than 6 months ago.
But if the big one hits today, none already. K2 finds out the cost of rebuilding a lifeline to downtown.
Would it be residents that would be footing the bill to fix this?
Following the money, Monday at 6 on K2 News.
Red Robin, the home of gourmet burgers, now serves Donato's Pizza.
Donato's Pizza. Where is that from?
Gourmet burgers and Donato's Pizza under one roof. That's how we roll.
At Batteries Plus, we do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives.
Buying for a business? Sign up for a free business account today. Get power in-store, curbside, and batteriesplus.com. Wherever your journey takes you.
If I go like this to look at the notifications, does the sound stop on my feed?
Right now, get huge savings on the entire lineup of award-winning Hyundai vehicles at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With new cars arriving just in time for the holidays, it's the perfect time to get a Hyundai. Get 0% APR for 48 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Santa Fe. See your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealer.
Maybe.
Give the gift of exercise. Give the gift of romance. Give the gift of fun with friends. This holiday season, give the gift of dance with an Arthur Murray Dance Studios gift certificate. With 4 locations offering private and semi-private lessons, we've got something for everyone, beginner to advanced. Visit PortlandBallroomDance.com to get yours today. Arthur Murray Dance Studios. Walk in and dance out.
Red Robin, the home of gourmet burgers, now serves Donato's Pizza. Made fresh to order.
My REI coupon expires. I didn't even know I had a coupon.
Donato's Pizza under one roof. That's how.
Well, I guess it's too late to use now.
We are learning more tonight about the security guard who was shot Wednesday while protecting a news crew in California. Just a few days later, he died. Tim Johns has more on what led up to the shooting and the man's career outside of being a security guard.
At approximately 12:30 on Wednesday afternoon, Kevin Nishida was helping to guard a Kron news crew reporting on a crime when he became a victim of one himself.
I'm giving a code 3 right now. It's going to be one of the armed security for the media. The suspect vehicle is going to be a white Acura TL 4-door, and the shooter is going to be the right front passenger.
Nishida was working with a local reporter on 14th Street near Harrison in Oakland when suddenly a man attempted to steal the reporter's camera. When Nishida intervened, he was shot by the robber. On Saturday morning, he succumbed to his injuries.
Kevin was kind. He was caring.
This is such fucking bullshit what's going on in this country.
Commander Sherwin Lum works with Tacoma Police Department, one of several law enforcement agencies that Nishida worked with around the Bay Area. He says Nishida was a model police officer, working to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community. But beyond being just a former colleague, Lum tells me Nishida was also his friend, and that his shocking death has hit his family hard.
Not too well. So it's been a very difficult time for them. They're very distraught.
The suspect, who is believed to have been driving a white 2004 to 2008 Acura TL, escaped following the shooting. The Oakland Police Department is investigating the incident, and a reward of up to $32,000 is being offered leading up to the arrest of the suspect. But until that time comes, Commander Lum says it's important to honor Sergeant Nishida's memory.
It's about, being kind to one another and just stopping the violence. It just needs to stop.
Turning to weather, we want to take a live look over Portland tonight, and looks like the rain is coming back.
See the raindrops in there?
Just maybe a few.
Real light right now, yeah. That's just the start of it, though. It's going to get heavy at times overnight tonight. Story for the weekend, though, of course, was temperatures into the 60s in Central Oregon, the Bend-Redmond area, upper 60s, and upper 60s in Pendleton, 67 for a high. West of the Cascades, we were in the 60s in the valley, and even warm on the coast, mid and upper 50s for you, but a record high in Portland. Salem, not quite. You had 62 degrees. You were at 65 yesterday, but your record high is warmer than everybody else, so a record high of 60 in Hillsborough today. We're done with that. We're just starting with the rainfall. You see the lighter rain, or the heaviest of the lighter rain, really along the foothills of the Washington Cascades. There's more to come. So if you didn't get those outdoor decorations up this weekend, Monday may not be the best day. It's going to be wet the first part of the day, and we will be drier on Tuesday, even drier and warmer on Wednesday. I think that's your day out of the work week. You might want to take on that project. Here's the rain that's on the way. It's going to move up to the north, and then it's all going to drift down to the south, to the southeast as we go through the evening hours, overnight hours, actually past evening already. Starting to see it now. Downtown Portland, 57 degrees out there, 81% humidity, so that's really picked up in the last hour or two. Temperatures right now have dropped considerably, below freezing in Baker City and Burns, all the way from 68 for high in Redmond to 34 currently. Still warm in the Dalles, though, 58 degrees, and still in the 50s for most of us west of the Cascades. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, that's the heaviest rainfall for the metro area. Also, around the Tillamook area as well. That is where they really, the soaking rain is going to come in overnight into tomorrow. Moves down into the Salem area for the morning commute, and then off to the east as well. So you'll get some of those showers later in the day, northeast Oregon, and then a chance of showers as we go through the afternoon. More rain coming in, but staying to the north on Tuesday. So we should be dry most of the day. Not going to really completely rule out a chance of a shower, but after Monday morning, when the heavy rain comes in, we get possibly more than an inch. We're just about done with that. Tillamook into the metro area. Again, that's where the heavier rain is coming in. Warmer air, middle part of the week, but then we get this cool air coming in as we go through Friday, Saturday, probably into Sunday as well. Snow level in the Cascades really shoots up to near the top of the mountain in the middle part of the week, staying up well above Timberline Lodge. But then we get into Friday and Saturday, dropping back down to the mountain passes where we have at least a little bit of chance of moisture coming in for the weekend. Morning rain on the coast, chance of afternoon rain. Overnight lows only around 50, highs tomorrow in the upper 50s. Not a lot of wind on the coast, not a lot of wind for the valley, southwest Washington, the metro area either. Overnight, not a cold one. It will be wet in the morning, drier in the afternoon with high temperatures, a few degrees cooler than the last couple of days. If you look at southwest Washington, off to the east side, you see raining in the weather symbols everywhere.
All right.
But again,
I'm going to turn this off. Bye.
Conditions the first